an ongoing use of a THC in some form. He's tested positive multiple times. I think when PR first reported it to me, Mr. Huffman, I was satisfied with PR making it clear to your client not to do that, as it was a violation of his PR bond conditions. And that I want to say, trying to think back when it was September or so. Then we get to December 14th, and again, he tests positive. Mr. Trio, I understand that you have some medical needs, right? And maybe you think you're self-medicating with that and it helps you, but it's illegal and it's a violation of your bond condition. So I have no other, when I see the reports that PR sends me, it means I pull your bond, and then that means you go into jail.
Your Honor, he has been prescribed the medical marijuana.
Where does he live? Does he live in New Mexico?
He's got the Texas medical marijuana prescription. It's under the, I guess, Compassionate Act or something like that. But he is prescribed marijuana from Texas. And I have a copy of the letter from the doctor.
Per his bond conditions, he may not use any substance that is illegal here.
But it's not illegal, Judge. He's been prescribed marijuana in
Texas.
Yes.
In Texas?
Yes, Judge. There's a number of ways that someone could get a prescription in Texas. He's disabled. He's 100% lives at home. He's got a caregiver. There's a bad accident. He was prescribed medical marijuana in Texas.
Did he provide that to PR bond?
I don't know. I have a copy of it that I could forward over.
So that would be something that PR would have to know before they send some kind of violation notice. There's nothing that they reported to me that indicated that he has that. So you need to send it over.
The PR bond is Miss Alejandra Garcia.
Yes.
I gave her a letter that my doctor gave me as soon as I got out from the annex, and I just had one drug test.
Your Honor, we're I think waiting for paperwork to plea. We are going to accept an offer of 5 deferred. So yeah, this issue we might need to resolve this, and because he's
so there's two things. I need to see the paperwork. So whatever you have, Mr. Huffman, I need to see it. We're going to reset for 1 week. If you think you have a plea, get me the plea paperwork.
I think we're waiting for I think Miss Ortega to give me the paperwork, but we'll get that done, and hopefully get it resolved before the probation, because this issue might come up on probation. It's just he probably prefers this pain treatment more than like the prescription pills and stuff. But I guess we could talk about it when you see the paperwork, Judge.
Send me the paperwork and we will do this. If you all were already discussing a plea, then we'll do it in person on Thursday next week.
Well, and just to be clear, I don't believe we have an agreement.
Oh.
We had a counter. We had a counter, but I will get with you.
I thought you said 5 deferred. Well, we'll talk. I'm sorry?
No, I don't believe so, but you and I can talk.
What is the current rec, Ms. Ortega?
So we were discussing a possible probation rec. The defense made a counter. He said, right now we're comfortable with offering 2 probation on an AFV misdemeanor, and we're thinking about 5 deferred on the ag assault. And so I will look and see for my response to him. So my recollection is that we in fact did not have a deal.
Okay. I could have sworn we talked about it on the phone, and
then send me your paperwork, Mr. Huffman. Your client's paperwork. If you have future settings.
Yes, Your Honor.
Alrighty. Mr. Trio, I'm going to look at the paperwork that your attorney has to verify. If it is accurate, then you're not in violation of your conditions, because you're allowed to prescribe.
When would I get a deal for this?
That's for you to talk with your attorney, okay?
Oh, okay.
Okay. Alrighty. So we'll just go with the current settings. Mr. Huffman, if I don't get that paperwork, then you can expect the bond to be pulled, okay?
I'll email it to the court and
Thank you very much.
CC Ms. Ortega.
Alrighty, thank you. Who's
Thank you.
next?
Middle of page 16, Judge.
Go ahead.
In cause number 2018-0D00619, State of Texas versus Pedro y Manuel Ricio. Announcement of council, please.
Chantal Ortega for the state. The state is ready.
And good morning, Your Honor. Brian Herrera for Mr. Pedro Recio, President ready.
Good morning, Your Honor. Artemio Lopez for adult probation.
And Mr. Recio is appearing remotely. We are scheduled for a motion for early discharge. Mr. Herrera, I'm not, oh, there you are. Okay,
I'm here, Judge.
you may proceed. Tell me
Thank you, Your
about
Honor. Your Honor, so Mr. Recio is on 10 years deferred adjudication probation. He was placed on probation in September of 2018. Since then, he's completed all the requirements of his probation. His reporting requirements have been modified to where he's only reporting every 2 months, Your Honor. We did previously file a motion for early discharge back in February of 2022, at which point I believe the state had reached out to the complaining witness and she was opposed to early termination. So we're here now, 2 years after or almost 2 years after the fact, again, asking the court to discharge Mr. Recio early from probation. He's been compliant since then. There's been no issues, and we believe it's in the best interest of the community and the probationer, Your Honor, to be discharged early.
So I have a notation here that the complainant asked to be present at this hearing. Is she in the waiting room, or Mr. Lopez, or does someone know?
Your Honor, I did send her the link. I don't know if she might be in the lobby.
Who's the complainant, sir?
Alina Vega?
I think this is her.
Did she want to be present for the hearing, Mr. Lopez?
Yes, ma'am. I did reach out to her and notified her of the hearing, and she requested to be present.
Okay, it appears that the issue is the same. Tell me, Mr. Lopez, about Mr. Recio and his performance on probation.
Like his attorney mentioned, Your Honor, Mr. Recio has complied with all terms and conditions imposed by the court. He was modified to the low-risk caseload. He reports as instructed. The only issue is that when we notified the victim, she's still not in agreement with the early discharge, Your Honor. She doesn't feel safe. So we asked her if she wanted to be present at the court hearing, and she mentioned that she would be present, and she's here, Your Honor.
And in fact, Mr. Herrera, the recommendation from probation is for your client to continue on the low-risk caseload. Mr. Ortega, can you tell me a little bit, is this yours? Can you tell me a little bit about the underlying offense?
That question for Mr. Herrera, I can fill in a little bit more, Judge.
No, I was actually asking you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I misunderstood. Yes, Your Honor. So this involves a sexual type offense. I imagine that's why the victim wanted to be present. They were in some sort of relationship, is my understanding, and that sexual intercourse was involved, and it escalated. You know, I have not had contact with the victim, so I don't want to represent to the court that I've spoken to her. But I imagine, given the severity of, you know, this offense, that is why she'd like to be present and heard.
I frankly, and I do see someone with the name Alina there, ma'am. I'm listening to probation here, and the court is not inclined to discharge at this time. And based on the recommendation from probation that he remain on the low risk caseload, what are some of his conditions? Do they include any type of no contact or any type of orders like that with respect to the complainant or any other witnesses?
No contact with the victim, and I believe it's her family, Your Honor. Let me look at it real quick.
That's correct.
That's my understanding as well, Judge.
Is there any other order of protection that is active outside of this probation case?
Not that
Not
the
that
state
I'm
is
aware.
aware.
Okay,
Not that I'm aware of, Your Honor.
so that request is respectfully denied. Mr. Recio, I will tell you this, you appear to be doing well on probation, have not violated. That's fine. The agreement, though, was for you to complete 10 years of probation. We're, let's see, 2, 4, almost 6 years in. You are on the low-risk caseload. I would just encourage you to continue to perform as you have been. Thank you very much for your time, Mr. Herrera. Mr. Lopez. You all are
Thank you.
excused.
May we be excused?
You may. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
All right.